Hi, my name is Christy Dunaway, and I've been asked to make this video about 100 times. And I am finally getting around to it and ready to share my story. You know, what's funny is I knew it wasn't ready to be shared like this yet, and I didn't know why, but now I do. So I'm excited to share with you my journey and what's happened with my son, and I'm hoping that it will help somebody else. So share this video with anybody that you feel like this could be an answer for them. And absolutely feel free to reach out to me. I am absolutely accessible and would be more than happy to help anybody if they have questions about this. So I have to tell you this story. It's a true story about this amazing little boy. And if we really go back to the beginning of the story, he was in kindergarten. And I remember that this little boy came home and I got a note from the teacher saying that we needed to talk. And I thought, oh my goodness, what did he do wrong? Right? No, he didn't do anything wrong. He's a good kid. So we had a conversation, and that amazing teacher said to me, you know, I think there's some issues with Scott. My son's name is Scott. And he is having some trouble in school, struggling. And I'm like, is he being bad? Is he a discipline problem? Like, what's going on? And even though in the back of my mind, I kind of knew what she was getting at. And she's like, no, actually, he's amazing. He's the sweetest kid in the whole class. But he's really struggling. And, you know, Ms. Dunaway, I can't diagnose your son. I'm not allowed to do that. But here are some of the things I'm seeing. And I think you should probably maybe have him evaluated. And I said, okay. So I took him to the doctor, long story short. And of course, they diagnosed him with severe ADHD. Well, I had heard all the stigma about that, and I'm like, everybody thinks their kids have ADHD. It's called too much sugar and not telling them no, right? And that was my theory on that. So I took him to psychologists and specialists that like ran him through like real testing, like all kinds of stuff. So anyway, in the end, the testing came out that no, he actually had it, and it was actually on the severe end. And of course, that broke my heart. Though in the back of my mind, I knew something was wrong. I just thought it was normal, maybe. So away we went. So of course, you guys probably know what the next step was. What did they tell me to do for him? Put him on medication, right? Yeah, exactly. So we did, and we went through a few different kinds, and some were not the one for him, if you've ever done this before. And we finally settled on adderall, which was what he needed. And, you know, everybody's different. So that's what worked for him. So, man, what a difference, night and day. And if you've ever had kids that, you know, have been on meds like these, you know the difference. So he was on it for quite a few years. So he was 6 at the time, and he did great. I mean, it really helped, and he still struggled, but not as bad. So fast forward a couple of years and of him being on it. And I noticed these tics were forming, clearing his throat, grabbing at his shirt. I would notice like the way he would like blink his eyes over and over again, like constantly blinking, just little things like that. And I remember taking him to the doctor, and she's like, well, it could be a side effect of the Adderall. It is a legalized amphetamine. And I was like, okay, he was having trouble getting to sleep at night. So I was having to put him on melatonin to get him to go to sleep. His appetite was completely non-existent. He was losing weight. So we had to add special proteins to his diet to make sure he was eating well. We were monitoring him every 6 months, monitoring his weight. And it was just all these things going on. And I just kept thinking, there's got to be a better way. But the only thing I had heard is take sugar out their diet. Well, we weren't a sugar household. Water and milk is what we had in the fridge, you know? So anyway, fast forward this year, my life got turned upside down. And those of you that know me already know that I lost my job and had to find a new one, and then left that one and started another one. And it's just been ups and downs and left and right. Well, this summer, at the beginning of the year, I found IDlife. And it's been a tremendous blessing to my family, and not only financially keeping us afloat, but also physically. Like the whole family is just in better shape because of it. So this summer, I was sitting at lunch with an amazing friend of mine. Her name is Melissa. And she was talking about her son, who also had ADHD, and he's a little older than mine. My son's 12 now. And she was talking about how she pulled him off his medication. And I was like, I don't know, I'm not into the old hippie guru, put this oil on his head and he's all better. Like, it's just not who I am. But I'm listening to her and I'm intrigued. And, I had pulled him out of school actually to homeschool him because he was struggling so bad trying to keep up even on medication. So I was homeschooling him and I thought, well, you know what? What's the worst that could happen? I know what he's like not on medication. I can handle it for a few days. Let's just see. So I did his assessment, he got to do a personalized assessment based on his conditions and his health, and ordered in the ID nutrition, ordered in the energy drink, and between the two started giving him that. And I cold turkeyed him. I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but he's my son and I can do whatever I want. And so I pulled him off the adderall and put him on ID nutrition and put him on the energy drink. And I would say it was maybe 2 days it took, and I saw a huge difference. So if you've ever taken a child off of medication before, you know what they act like. And the first couple of days were kind of rough. But by about day 2.5, 3, I started to see him level out. And by the end of week 1, he was exactly the way he was when he was on medication. Trouble focusing here and there, but not uncontrollable, not completely massively impulsive like he had been. And I thought, oh my gosh, it worked. So I thought, I'm not going to say anything. It's probably a placebo effect. Like I'm still like doubting it in the back of my mind. About a month went by though. And I was like, you know what? I have my son back. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful. He's amazing. He's this amazing, amazing kid that does not need to be on amphetamines to help him concentrate and focus. There is a better way. He was missing some essential nutrients in his diet. That is what was making it so bad. IDlife didn't cure him. It was an alternative to the medication we were using because the ADHD is always there. It's just what you use to help control it and to, keep it at bay or to keep it, not flare it up as bad. And it was working just as well. So I thought, oh my gosh, I have to tell everybody about this. So I kind of announced it on Facebook and did my, little blurbs here and there. And I've been helping lots of people. Lots of moms have been calling me, asking me what I did. And I'm like, look, I can't guarantee it'll work for your child. It doesn't cure, treat, or anything. It's just an alternative. And if it works, great. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit because I was so excited. And people were asking me left and right, you've got to tell your story. You've got to record it, Christy. And I'm like, okay, I will. But I just kind of had this reservation about recording it. Well, now I know why. So our life upheaved again, and we moved from Texas to Virginia just a few weeks ago, Thanksgiving week, actually. And we had a delay in his shipment. Now, not on IDlife's part, but on my part, because I didn't let the shipment go through because we were moving and I needed to make sure of where it was going to land in Virginia at the right time. So I waited till we got here and then released the order. Well, what did that do? That put us back a week, meaning that he was off of his ID nutrition for a full week. We still had the energy drink, which honestly, you guys, I thought that was probably really what was doing the most help. Like in the back of my mind, I thought maybe that's just the energy drink because it's a stimulant. And if you know anything about ADHD kids, they need a stimulant. So he was on the energy drink because we still had plenty of that, but we didn't have his nutrition. First couple days, I didn't really notice a lot. It was okay. He was fine. Day 3, day 4, and day 5 were horrible. He was all over the place. He couldn't focus. You've heard the term absent-minded professor. It was like he reverted. And I was like, what is wrong with my kid? And then I talked to my husband. I said, you realize we don't have him on nutrition right now? He goes, yeah, but he's taking the energy drink. That's the stimulant. I said, I know. So the nutrition came in a week later, day 8. We started him back on his nutrition. I think it took maybe 2 days. At the end of the second day, right back to the way he was. It's amazing what the right nutrition, when you put the right nutrition inside, what comes out on the outside. And now I have this amazing 12-year-old boy, and I am just so thrilled for him. Now, does this mean that he doesn't ever have issues with focusing or impulsiveness? No, but he didn't on Adderall either. It was just a help. It was just to help him manage. And it's just been amazing watching his transformation. So, if this helps you or helps somebody let me know. Seriously, let me know, because I've learned so much about this condition. I do believe that it's overdiagnosed, and it's overdiagnosed because the proper nutrition has not been introduced into their diets. And I do believe there are some kids that truly have this condition that just need help that isn't amphetamines. I am not a doctor. I am not a nurse. I do not have a medical background. I cannot advise you on what you should or should not do. All I can do is send you to my website, let you take the assessment for yourself, tell you what I did with my kid, and see if it's something that you may want to try for yours. So hopefully this is helpful for some of you out there, and hallelujah, I have my amazing child back.